What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've posted a longer video like this, but today we are finally back with another Warzone Stories episode. Real quick, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I have over 200 subscribers now, which is absolutely insane. And for the rest of you, if you like my content, please consider subscribing. It only takes a second and I really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into Warzone Stories, Episode 3. I don't remember much before the crash. It was supposed to be a routine mission before we were hit. Luckily, my teammate Dressy Golf and I knew the drill. Drop in, loot up, and survive. Within moments of landing, we had decent gear, some good guns, full armor, even a cluster strike. But it was then that our luck went from good to great. Just a few meters from our current position, a supply drop landed. Clearly meant for some other team, but that wasn't gonna stop us. Just then, I spotted an enemy dropping in behind us. Luckily, the supply drop had just graced me with a UAV, so I knew exactly where he was. And on top of that, the bar melts people, so we made quick work of him. It was a quiet start to our journey, with only one kill in the bag and 97 more to go, but it was far from over. As we went to push our loadout, I spotted a flare out of the corner of my eye. As I went to go check it out, I saw the culprit darting towards the tents. But with my bar and MP40, plus a swift punch to add insult to injury, he was taken care of. As we looted his body, I spotted another UAV and called it in, revealing the location of his teammate, freshly bought back and trying to sneakily grab his loadout in the distance. Unfortunately, he wasn't sneaky enough, and my custom MP40 hits a little bit harder than the ground loot I had earlier. With another target neutralized and plenty of cash in the bank, we pushed back into the buy station to grab my favorite tool, another UAV. With eyes in the sky and our targets revealed, we pushed in to score another easy kill. With my first few shots, I managed to pop his armor, but it wasn't enough to down him. We pushed in, hoping to finish him off, but he lost us in the rocks of the mountain. It was just then that I spotted him, but unfortunately, he had the better aim. Luckily, my teammate managed to hold him off just long enough for me to finish my self-revive and use a stim to get back to full health. This time, I thought I had him, but again he snuck away just after breaking his armor. With the zone just behind us and our window of opportunity closing fast, I pulled on my gas mask and flanked through the gas, hoping to get the upper hand. And as my teammate went down, I knew it was now or never. With another kill down, I rushed to my teammate to get her to her feet, just in time for us to escape the gas. With a fire sale active and enough cash to buy a small house, we decided the best play would be to push the buy station. Unfortunately, another team had the same idea. But luckily, the first one had no mobility in their legs, so they went down easy. And the second fell victim to my bar, clean and simple. After spending our hard-earned cash at the buy station, we pushed into zone, where yet another team was waiting for us. I had a shot, but I didn't take it. Instead, I wanted to wait for the perfect moment to strike. And once my teammate called in a UAV, I knew that perfect moment was now. And luckily for me, the bar is downright lethal at long range. I put a few rounds into her teammate as well, but he was just a bit too far and slipped away into the rocks of the mountainside. And with gas forcing our hand, we had no choice but to abandon the kill and push for zone. As we neared the edge of the zone, I called in another UAV, which revealed a cluster of enemies fighting each other just ahead. With them occupied with each other and us with the element of surprise, I knew it was the time to strike. As we pushed in, I spotted two enemies crouching in the waterfall by their crashed car. I got out the bar and got to work, downing both of them, but they weren't dead yet. So I pulled in with my MP40 and finished the job. Just then, I spotted another enemy running scared away from the scene, but I wasn't about to let them go. A few shots took care of business, and the MP40 cleaned up the mess. Now, with only 22 teams left, the long-awaited victory seemed finally achievable. And so, with our newly earned loot in hand, we pushed back up the buy station to buy, you guessed it, some more UAVs. After a short recon, we managed to spot one team isolated in the open. So, we pushed in to strike, but by the time we made it to their location, another team had taken them out first. And with fights ensuing below, we decided to hold position on the high ground and wait for the enemy to come to us. I picked another off as he ran through the open and spotted a second target just to his right. But I was feeling generous, so I decided to fire a few warning shots and let him escape, for now. With the next zone coming in, it was high time for my second UAV, which immediately revealed a lone target hiding by the buy station. We pushed in and spotted him in the window, and my teammate lasered him down. And luckily, I'm an expert with throwing knives, so I managed to finish him off. With my last $6,000, I snagged one more UAV and then began to push towards the last circle. Now, with only 12 teams left, I scoured the airfield below. There were a few targets out in the open, but my range was too far to complete the kill with the bar. Now, with only 11 teams left, we decided to rotate to a better position inside the circle. Luckily, I threw up my last UAV just in time to see this clueless guy huddling near a rock. Now the final zone was here, and all that was left was to establish a strong position on the high ground. I fired a few more warning shots at our friends below, just to remind them that we were still there. But they got a little too friendly and decided to fire back. So, after plating up, we skirted around the outside of the gas and pushed in to cover. What we didn't know was that our enemies were waiting for us. I finished the first with a drop shot with my bar, and then, out of sheer luck, managed to kill the second through a fence with my MP40. We had every advantage, but the gas was slowly forcing us out of cover, and the last two teams were hunkered down below. But just then, I spotted one more enemy crouching in the open, the last mistake he'll ever make. At last, everything had led up to this one final moment. 2 teams left and 4 players. Us versus our friends in the valley. But unfortunately, our worst fears have been realized. The zone is moving and it's not in our favor. I try to flank left as my teammate pushes right, but one of the enemies spots me moving out of cover and downs me with ease. Luckily, he doesn't finish me off, and I'm able to use my self-revive. But as I do, my teammate gets lasered, and now she has barely any health. I try to use my stims to rush the zone as my teammate dies to gas, but it's too late. Our enemies are already in front of us, in cover, just waiting for us to push. They down me with ease, and my teammate dies to gas. Oh, and if you're wondering what the trick is, there isn't one.